let's start. Good morning, all of you. Let's go ahead, everybody. We were in sales chapter of what? Salaries. And we have covered first part. Okay, but now pay attention. I'm telling you again. We have covered the first part. Or in a way, we have covered your 17-1 salary. 17-1 salary. Okay, everybody? And in that, we have done the calculations for allowances. We have done the calculation for allowances. And one of the important allowances was house rent allowance. Very practical, very relevant to many of the people earning salary. Look around you and you'll see that many of them are earning salary. And many of them, again, may not be having their own home. So they are paying rent. Isn't it? So does HRA is one of the most practical allowances and very relevant, important also. And I hope you got a grip on that. Correct? The calculation of HRA exemption. We'll go ahead. Now, I told you there were 3 parts to salary. 17-1, 17-2 and 17-3. Isn't it? Now we are going to the important or another second part of the salary, which is 17-2, which is perquisites. Which is what, bacho? Perquisites. Okay. We'll go ahead, everybody. I hope all of you have textbook. Hai na? Chalo, go to 17-2. Now, 17-2. It is not getting over only, na, the pages, isn't it? Page 6.7. And where is 17-3 starting? The entire gap, the entire those number of pages is for only for perquisites. It is not prerequisite, it is perquisite. Hai na? Everybody? Now understand. If you remember the heads of income, in the Income Tax Act sequence, we have first salary and then house property. Salary, house property starts at which section? House property, bachos, tell me, it starts at which section? 22. And salary is starting at which section? Very good, Indrajit. 15.15. Remember that? But we saw 15 is just one line section, charging section. 16 is deductions. And 17, we have types of salaries. 18, 19, 20, 21 does not exist, or they were there earlier when the law was there initially, and then later on it was removed. So in salaries, you don't have section 18, 19, 20, 21. Or you have only 15, 16, 17. Clear? Only 3 sections. 15 we have seen one line, 16 also we have covered one table, 17. But still, this chapter is very, very lengthy because of rules. Because of rules, income tax rules. Okay, clear all of you? Because of income tax rules. There are many things given in the income tax rules. Okay? I hope you remember rule 4 of house property. Rule 2BB, something we had. Rule 2BB read with section 1014. 1014 allowances. Okay? If you go back in 2-3 pages behind, you will see that also, na? Allowances. 1 page only behind. So these rules are making it very, very lengthy, the syllabus. Okay? Or the concept of salaries. Okay? We'll go ahead. Fine. Chalo. 17 to perquisites. Now just simply say in very simple language. Perquisite means bacho benefit. Perquisite means what? Benefit. And majorly, very good. Yes, Indrajit, very good. And majorly benefit which is not in cash. Kushal Arora, very good morning. Benefit which is not in cash. So does benefit in kind. Yes, very good, Indrajit. Right. Does benefit in kind. Every employee, let us say, gets salary. You know? Every employee gets salary. Salary is there, I mean, for obviously for cash basis. Apart from salary, what benefit an employee gets from employer? Anything you can think of. Just imagine some facilities made available. Facilities made available to the employee. What can you think of? Okay, bus travel. Okay, fine. That transportation is given. Fine, good. That is actually covered in the transport allowance. That's okay, fine. It's okay. Conveyance allowance. What else? Acha, house is provided. Okay, yes. House is also provided. What else? To some employees, houses are also provided. Correct. We have seen that. Bonus is cash. Bonus generally is given as cash. Cars for senior employees, management, correct. Absolutely correct. A dedicated car is given. Dedicated car. You may use it for personal purpose as well as business purpose. Because those senior employees, CEO, directors are not going to come by company's bus. Let us say, okay. So a dedicated car and a driver also. You give a car and then you expect him to drive. Paid trips, yes. Sweat equity shares, yes. Very good. Now you are thinking properly. Personal office is not cabin. Cabin is not a benefit. It is just a place to sit. Personal office, why will you have anything to do personally in office? Okay. Laptop, yes. Good. This has happened in COVID, no? For work from home. Laptops are provided. Some internet allowances are provided. Some tools are provided. We were also provided, let us say, from some academy, that green screen, camera, mic, laptop was provided to us. That writing pen tab was given to us. Even that can be there. That's it. So yes, majorly cards is there. Credit card, at times credit card is also given. Credit card for again personal or business purposes also. Correct, Leo? So these are the benefits generally given by employer to employee. What about telephone, mobile expenditure? Possible. Medical expenditure reimbursement. Do you understand meaning of the word reimbursement? Tell me all of you. Indrajit, Khushbu, Mansi, Nitin. Reimbursement. Medical expenditure reimbursed. Are the schools also? Correct. Yes, Nitin. First pay and then get claimed. Correct. That is reimbursement. Are there schools or colleges opened by some companies or employers where the employees, family, people or children can also go and take education? Yes. Schools also, colleges also. Sponsored or opened by employer. Over there, the employees' children can take benefit or take education. Again, this is a facility. Hospitals opened and operated by employer. I'll just give you a very simple example. Whenever I think we had a small discussion last time about Reliance Industries in Jamnagar, one of the biggest refinery in India or Asia, something. And where the refinery is there, over there they have a township, and the township has 40,000 families. 40,000 families. Imagine such a big township it is. Now in the township, obviously everything is available: malls, shops, hospitals, schools, colleges, everything. It is as good as a new city. Correct? But all these things were in a way sponsored or taken care by the employer. Clear, everybody? That is one thing. Okay, taken care by employer. That is one point of view to look at. Some benefit. Second point of view, bacho, is very important. The liability or the you can say responsibility, if it is of the employee. I'm repeating, the liability or responsibility is of the employee and it is paid, or you can say taken care by the employer. Whose liability it is? Whose liability? Employee. What liability I'm talking about? Anything. To pay municipal taxes, to pay house loan, to pay medical bills. These are the responsibility or liability of employee. But instead of employee, employer has paid it. Again, this is a benefit given to the employee. So the second way to look at it is how the responsibility or liability was of employee. It is taken care by the employer. Do you all agree till here? All of you understood till here? Tell me. Are haan. Correct, no? All of you. So responsibility of employee is met by the employer is also a benefit. Clear? Chalo. So underline the words, some important words. It means extra benefit given to the employee, which is over and above. Addition means not over and above, which is legally due by way of contract for services given. So there is an employment contract, and over and above the employment contract, some extra benefits are given. It may be in cash or also in kind, but generally in kind. Generally in kind. Reimbursement of expenses incurred in official discharge of duties is not a perquisite. So whatever an employee spends for official purpose, that is, he has to catch a rickshaw or a cab or air flight or spend anywhere. Importantly, let us say eating also, food also. when he is on official tour and the reimbursement is given to him, this is not a benefit. Benefit means something extra, keep that in mind, over and above his pay scale or employment contract. Clear till here, all of you? Important, okay? Perquisite may arise in the course of employment or in the course of profession. Profession means what again? Principal agent. Perquisite means giving benefit. If it arises from employer-employee, then it is salary. But if it is profession, then what? PGBP, isn't it? Correct? So perquisite means what? Benefit. One party is giving benefit to another. But if this relationship is employer-employee, then the benefit will go under taxable, under salary. See, understand. Again, if you remember definition of income, only I'm talking of income. Income means any benefit, any kind of money received, any kind of money or money was worth received. So even gift is an income. Even gift received is an income. So perquisite here is not directly a gift, but a benefit. So benefit is an income. But the income you are receiving, this benefit you are receiving through employer-employee, the benefit will go under salary. But if the benefit you are getting through profession, it will go under PGBP. I'll give you a very small example of benefit through PGBP. Doctors, they have clinics. The doctors but to get benefit from pharma companies. You might have heard, if at all you follow news. Anything you can think of, any benefit doctors get from pharma companies and why they get the benefit? I think this is absolutely clear example. Tell me. Very good. Yes, because they can prescribe that brand of that pharma company. Brand. Yes, correct. And they get lots of benefits like paid vouchers, gift coupons, vouchers, paid trips, like all of you said. All of that. So that is also benefit arising through a profession, but that is PGBP. Your benefit arising through employer-employee, salary. Clear? Then income tax paid by employer out of his own pocket. His means own pocket. On the salary of employee is perquisite in the hands of employee. Check point number E. Income tax of the employee is paid by employer. This is a benefit to the employee. So whether it is contractual, that means through the contract or even voluntary, is still a benefit to the employee. Okay. Was this concept in a way covered under your tax-free salary? Types, when we saw types of salary, arrears of salary, then we saw tax-free salary. And that time I told you that income tax, the tax on the salary will be paid by the employer. Or basically employee says, I want this much in cash or in hand. Whatever is the above tax liability that you will pay off. I will not pay out of my own salary. That can be those can be those contracts also. Clear? So in simple language, but what is the perquisite? Any sum which is actually paid by employer in respect of any duty, which, but for such payment, that means for this payment, will have been payable by the employee only. Who is the assessee? In our case, employee, bacho. Very simple example. You have, let us say, cooking gas in your home or a pipeline, whatever. You pay the monthly bills. You pay it now. Or employee has to pay, let us say. If this bill is reimbursed or if this bill is paid by employer, that is a benefit to the employee. Whose duty was it to pay the gas bill, etc.? Obviously, employee. Who has paid it? Employer. So this is a benefit given by employer to employee. Clear? Very good. Fine. So perquisite means what, bacho? Benefit. Okay. Then I'll do this concept again later on. I'll just quickly right now go through the diagram, but the details we will take later. Check. There are some types of perquisites. So perquisite overall bacho comes where? In 17.2. Normal salary bacho, your basic, bonus, DA, allowances, they go under 17.1. Benefits go under 17.2. Perquisite. Is it clear, everybody? Shall we go ahead? Okay. So check. So some perquisites are taxable for all types of employees. Okay, Delio? Then some perquisites are exempt in case of, again, all employees. Taxable irrespective of the type of employee. Exempt, again, irrespective of the type of employee. And some are bacho taxable in the hands of some specified employees only. Okay, Delio? If at all you are some special type of category of employee, then the perquisite is taxable. Okay, and what are the specified category of employees? This we call as specified employee. That we will take later on. Is it okay? Okay. Rule 2BB is little bit we had done, Rule 2BB. So now we come to some other benefits given by employer to employee. Just for your understanding, just check the list of benefits given by employer to employee. Benefits given by employer to employee. Check. Rent-free accommodation. That means the stay expenditure is taken care by employer. Either the home or house is of the employer. That means constructed by the employer or purchased by the employer. Or the employer is paying rent to the owner. But basically, to the employee, the house is provided. Are you getting my point? To the employee, a house is provided by the employer. Okay, it can be owned by employer or it can be rented by employer. But to the employee, a house is provided, either at free of cost or nominal cost. Correct? Examples, I think you are aware of railway cottages. Have you seen railway quarters or railway cottages? Have you seen? Generally, but near a big junction or a big station, and also around railway line only, you will see that. Notice that there are railway quarters. The quarters are for the officers. The quarters are owned by railway corporation or railway company and provided to their officers. I hope this is absolutely clear, these examples. And Britishers that time, they have done all these stay residences, for living. Correct, for living only. And there were, if at all you notice, if at all you have been through some railway area, railway cottages, there used to be individual bungalows, okay, next to each other, individual bungalows. They are for officers. Then behind that, there are outhouses for their workers. And again, maybe some further area, there is be small cottages, small cottages for grade B or grade C officers. If it all depends, at least in my hometown, it was the same thing. Immediately next to the station, big officers. Then a little bit further away, small cottages for grade 2, grade 3 officers. Have you seen any time? Okay, we'll go ahead, everybody. So I'm just right now going through the benefits. Then we have what? Accommodation. Accommodation means what? Stay. Accommodation means stay. So it can be in a house, or the accommodation can be in a hotel, isn't it? So if an employee is going on a project or 7 days exhibition in some other city, correct, Ilya? So for that employee, he's made available you can see what? Stay in a hotel. Okay, or let us say he's going on a trip, personal trip. Yes, Ilya. And then again, a stay for him is arranged in a hotel. That yes, you go there, this bill we will be taking care of this. Isn't it, all of you? So again, it is taken care. Correct? Then check. Perquisite for free domestic service. Okay, domestic means obviously residential personal service. But what personal service? Okay, you have a servant given to you. You have what, a servant given to you. Which one? Which servant? There can be a gardener, watchman, overall caretaker. It used to be there. Okay, even for railway offices also still this concept exists. A personal PA, personal assistant in a way, is given to an employee. Obviously, when I say employee, but he's still at, let us say, at a top management level, na? Isn't it? Then benefit of, in a way, free or concessional. You understand meaning of the word concessional? Concessional means what? Concessional means discounted. Concession means what, bacho? Discounted. Okay, clear, all of you? We'll go ahead. What is provided? Gas, electricity, or water? Either free of charge or concessional. Okay. Then we discuss education. We have discussed that. Then again, reimbursement of fees, if at all. If the fees you pay to school or college, that is paid by the employer to the employee later on. So it is reimbursement. That will be again flexible. Concessional tickets, air tickets, travel tickets, but provided free or concessional as concession. Concession means again discount. Okay. Then loan. Loan given by employer to employee. Loan is an income, but you tell me. Loan is not an income. Loan is not an income. In fact, it is a liability. Correct, Leo? And we have seen that, if it will remember again in the basics of salary, advance salary is not a loan. Advance salary is not a loan. But you can take advance against salary. That means that loan will be repaid through cutting or making, you can say, deductions from the salary. That can be also the concept, advance against salary. So here, if the loan is not income, what is the income or what is the benefit? You are getting saved from the cost of interest. The employer is providing you rent interest-free loan. Quite very good. Or concessional loan. Now concession means again discounted. Discount compared to bank rates. Discount compared to bank rates. Clear? All of you. So again, benefit to employee. Lots of benefits. Okay. Then motor car. Motor car is not sold to the employee. Motor car is provided to the employee. You use the car belongs to company. The car belongs to the company. It is just provided, dedicated to the employee, to the employer. Okay. The car is owned by employer, company only, let us say. Okay. Employer. It is just provided to the employee. Hai na? Then some gift voucher given by employer to employee. Credit card expenditure. Okay. Club. Club means not dance club. Club means you can say health club, your gymnastics club, your music, this, what you can say, arts, etc. club, or networking club. Networking club also. Okay. Lions club, etc. You might be aware of that. Hai na? Then use of movable assets. Like you were telling me, na, laptop given, then some other assets given to the employee, which are again owned by employer, but for using, it is given to the employee. Clear? Transfer itself. What do you mean by transfer? What is the difference between use and transfer? What do you mean by transfer? What do you mean by transfer? Possession, no, not just possession. That is use, na. Use is possession. Transfer means ownership is getting transferred. Okay. Just like sale of goods that you can say. When I say transfer means I'm talking about ownership is given to the employee, ownership. And in this part is just use. That means here in this case, it is like bailment. We will see bailment also. But ownership is with employer. Only for possession you will see right now, or use it is given to employee. Here, obviously, the possession as well as now ownership is given to the employee. So in a way, transfer means in simple language, sale. Correct, Elio? These all benefits are to the employee. Okay. There are many others. Sweat equity, you told me and all of that. Okay. That we will cover later on. Chalega? Understood, Elio, all of you? Medical facilities important in India, outside India. Insurance premium paid by employer. Again, important, hai na? Insurance premium paid by employer. Right now, I'm just discussing it. We have every perquisite is a story in itself, and we have to calculate. I'm just right now just doing a warm up of the perquisites. Nothing is over. It is not over. Hai na? This itself is going to take lots of time just to finish perquisites because you have to cover all of it. Sure. So let's start with first one. Rule 3.1. Ready, all of you? Rule 3.1. That is rule 3 and sub rule 1. Rent free accommodation. Rent-free accommodation. Just now we have seen bachcho, and I think you are also asked me the question. What about HRA? HRA is given part of salary. Generally, bachcho, HRA is given as a part of salary when employer cannot provide accommodation by themselves. Yes, Celia. When employer cannot provide accommodation by themselves. So they say, you take care of where you want to stay, how you want to stay, you will like our accommodation or no, it is as per your standard or no, you will have small family, big family, take this cash and do whatever you want. That's where HRA is given, isn't it? But obviously there are companies which have a standard, you can say houses already done or built, constructed, that can be provided to their employees. Correct? And now in that case, they may charge or may not charge rent from employee. Are you getting my point? They may or may not charge rent from employee. If they're not charging, we simply call it as rent free. Understood or no? If the employer is not charging rent, it is rent free. But if he's charging, obviously he will charge, but to concessional. Means what? What do you mean by concessional? For that, you have to understand fair market value. If there is a house, 1 BHK, etc., in a normal locality, okay, the rent may be 10,000 to 15,000 rupees per month. Okay, tell your 1 BHK in normal city, normal area, etc. The rent of 1 BHK can be 10,000 to 15,000 rupees per month. I'm just giving an example. The employer charges rupees 5,000. The employer charges rupees to the employee, charges rupees 5,000. This is rent free or concessional? This is concessional, discount. But still a benefit is given or no? A benefit is given. How? How much of the benefit is given? If the employee is still getting charged, what is the benefit then? Yes, correct. The difference between fair market value, yes, and the charges by employer. Fair market value, do you understand now? Whatever is the rate in the market. Whatever is the rate in the market, that rate minus the rate charged by the employer. That is the benefit given to the employee. That benefit is also called as perquisite and it will be taxable. It will be added in the income of the employee. Yes or no? Understood earlier, all of you? Kushbu? We'll go ahead. Okay. Fine. So accommodation is provided. Okay, everybody? Accommodation is provided to the employee. Fine. Now, to have an accommodation, there can be again two options. The employer, okay, I read on ER for employer. The employer may be owner of the property, house property, or the employer may have hired it. Hire, you understand, hire? Taken it on rent. Clear till here? And then he's providing this rented house property to the employee. Clear till here, all of you? Okay, we'll go ahead, everybody. Okay, sure. Let's go. If the employee is a government employee, okay, if the employee is a government employee, then value of perquisite is license fee as per the CG or SG, as per the rules framed for allotment of houses to its officers. In simple language, you don't have to buy hard this or anything like this, and you will never be asked, but in a government employee case. Because government employee case, what is the answer for value of perquisite? License fees. What are license fees? Do we have to remember? No. And therefore it is never ever asked. Okay. So government employees provided this kind of benefit will never be asked to you. Because that is a standard rate or standard. It is like a log table. Like log table, that number has to be provided to you. You can't find it out normally speaking. Okay. However, if you are non-government employee, then the accommodation where it is given to you, that value of perquisite, the value of benefit, but you gets taxed under 17(2). So what is the value of the benefit? That depends on the location of the property. Are you getting my point? It depends on the location of the property, house property. So check, pay attention. If the property is owned by employer, otherwise, what is the option? The employer it's himself or herself or whatever itself has taken the property on rent or lease. Doesn't it, everybody? Clear, no, all of you? Then, check here. If the property is located in such a place where the population is less than rupees 10 lakhs. No, rupees. If the population is less than 10 lakhs. If the property, the accommodation is in such a place where the population is less than 10 lakhs, then the value of perquisite taxable in the hands of employee is 7.5% of salary. Fine till here? If the population is more than 10 lakhs, okay, to 25 lakhs, then the value of perquisite is what? 10% of salary. Correct. And if the population is more than 25 lakhs, then the value of perquisite is bacho 15% of salary. 7.5, 10 and directly 15% of salary. Yes, till here? So are we checking actually in a way fair rent? If you remember house property, MV or FR subject to SR. Are we doing municipal valuation or fair rent or standard rent? No. They have directly given you as a percentage of salary. Okay, 7.5%, 10%, and then directly 15%. Clear till here? For 10 lakhs and 25 lakhs slab. Okay. But on a very higher side, on a higher side, bacho, it is 15% or no? Higher side, bacho, the value of perquisite is 15%, 1.5. Okay. And if the property is taken by employer on rent, on lease, then what is the value of perquisite? Because now employer is not the owner. Then lease rent paid or payable, underline the word payable, by employer to owner. Because employer is not owner of property, that's why yes, the employer has taken it on rent. So employer will pay rent to the employer. The employer will pay rent to the owner. Kushbu, understood or bound, sir? Okay, no problem. Check. Employee, employer. Fine till here. And there is a house. You know my house drawing is very good, you know? Something like this. Wow, not bad. It looks like 3D now. Correct. Good. Yes. The property, there are two options. What options? It is owned by employer and given to use to employee. This much you agree? In that case, we follow this table. Right, Delia? But if there is a property, now pay attention, it is not owned by employer. So it is obviously owned by some other party. Let us say Mr. Z, who has no connection over here. Mr. Z is the owner of the house. Okay. Now there are two kind of arrangements. Pay attention. There is an agreement between Z and employer. What agreement? Lease agreement, rent agreement. Are ha ya na? Understood or no? So employer will pay rent to the owner, Mr. Z. Simple. But employer has just told the owner that, see, we are not staying, our employees will stay over there. Clear, clear. So employer will pay actual rent to the employer. Employer will pay actual rent to the owner, whatever is the agreement between them. And what about employee to employer? It can be either what rent free or what? Concession. Concessional. Understood earlier, all of you? Mansi, understood now? Now again, for example, if the rent agreed between owner and employer is rupees 15,000 per month. Okay, and employer charges nothing from employee. So the entire amount is what? Benefit to the employer, benefit to the employee. Correct? But if employer charges rupees 5,000 to the employee, then 10,000 is the benefit to the employee. Again, in a very raw or normal format, we are discussing that. Clear, all of you? Okay. But what are they saying? Then in that case, what is the value of perquisite taxable in the hands of employee? You know? So lease rent paid or payable by the employer to owner or or 15% of salary, whichever is lower, will be the value of per visit. Yes, all of you? Done till here? Read this part. Again, salary for the purpose of different purposes. HRA is different. Now this perquisite rent-free accommodation is different. It can be different for different purposes. Why? Ask CBDT. Because they have done some calculations of 10%, 7.5%, 15% on their own logic, something logic. And that logic now we have to remember that exactly on which salary you have to calculate 7.5%, 10% or 15%. Okay, till here? So read this part. Till here. Whatever I've done, underline. Till the read the part. Salary for the purpose of rule 3.1. Read. Done, all of you, tell me.
सर मैं एक एग्जांपल देख के क्लियर करना चाहता हूँ। एक
हाँ बोलो ना।
ओन बाय एम्प्लॉयर, ओके,
हाँ
लेस देन 10 लाख। उस केस में ऐसा हो सकता है कि अगर मैं एक एम्प्लॉय हूँ, ओके, और मुझे रेंट फ्री अकोमोडेशन मिल रहा है, ओके, 15,000 का, मेरी सैलरी है 15,000 की और 7.5% मुझे परक्विजिट मिल रहा है, ओके।
नहीं, your salary is 15,000 ना, correct?
Yes sir.
हाँ, then whatever calculation we will do of this salary, of that salaries, 7.5% is deemed as your perquisite. You're not getting 7.5% as extra in your salary. Whatever is your salary, of that 7.5% is considered as a benefit to you and taxable in your hands.
Okay, sir.
You are not getting cash, you're getting home now. So 7.5% of salary is the benefit, or it is assumed that 7.5% is the liability towards rent. They have taken this, you can say, a judgment. If the you can say location is less than 10 lakhs, then how much a property's rent will be? So their judgment is what? How much? 7.5%. Their judgment, their means CBDT. That's why they say it is, you can say in a way it is your this, or you can say benefit of 7.5%. Your rent is saved, no? Okay, done till here? Let's go ahead, everybody. So I hope you read this. Now, salary for this purpose. If you remember, salary for HRA was what? Basic plus DA forming part of retirement plus commission as a fixed percentage of turnover. Here, what is happening? For rule 3.1, salary is different. Basic plus DA forming part of retirement. Plus bonus, check different now. Commission, whether payable as a fixed percentage or otherwise, commission you see, we will add it. Okay. Any kind of fees given to the employee, other taxable allowances. Yes. Then monetary payments. from one or even more employers. Underline the word more employers. Now he may have some benefit remaining receiving from earlier employer, or just he has left one job and then he's starting another job. So he's still getting more than one employer, or part-time here and part-time there. Okay. And salary for this purpose. Okay. Salary for this purpose is to be considered on accrual basis. That means which salary we will not take for calculation. What do you think? Which salary we will not take for calculation? Very good answer, Mansi. Very good answer. Arrears we will not take. Arrears we will not take. Just like your in last one of the examples we have done that. Arrears we had not taken. We are taking only your current year's accrued salary. Arrear, you remember arrears, earlier year's salary received now. That we don't take for calculation. All right. We start then, everybody. Come to question number. So you can keep a pencil or a scale over here on this page, and come to question number 22. 2. And over here also I'm writing your rule, or you should know which question we are doing now, which type. We're doing perquisite, no? Perquisite rule, which one? 3.1 is it? Correct? We'll start, everybody. In a notebook, write down. Question number 22, 6.39. Okay, ready? Mr. C is the finance manager in ABC Limited. The company has provided him with rent-free, unfurnished accommodation. Unfurnished means what? No furniture. No AC, TV, fridge, nothing. Huh? Unfurnished accommodation in Mumbai. Now the Bacho city is important for us, because of population. He gives you the following information. Basic salary is 6,000 per month, whatever. Advance salary for April 23, actually, make it 23. Is rupees 5,000. Dearness allowance rupees 2,000 per month, and 30% of that DA is forming part of retirement. Bonus is given 1,500 rupees per month. Even though the company allotted the house to him on 1st April 22, he occupied the same only from 1/11/22. Finally, the house was allotted to him from April, but he started using it on from November. Okay, everybody. First one, calculate the taxable value of perquisite for AY 23-24. Yes. Let's start, everybody. Right now. Perquisites. And which rule we are doing? Rule 3.1. Rule 3.1. It is rent-free accommodation. That also unfurnished. Finally, so write down first one. employer has not provided, cash, no, isn't it? Has not provided any allowance for accommodation. But has provided unfurnished, rent-free accommodation. And it's called as URFA. In short, we will call it as, you know, Pantilio. Full stop. Therefore, perquisite will be calculated as per which rule? 3-1. Okay, Delia. Khushbu. Second, very important now, since accommodation was given from which date? From 1st November, correct? 1st November 22. Therefore, perquisite will be taxable from 1/11/22 to 31st March 23. How many months? That is 5 months. That is what? 5 months. Third, very important now. Salary for rule 3-1 purpose, है ना? बोलो इंद्रजीत.
सर वो 11/3/23 होना चाहिए ना? 13/3/23.
हाँ, sorry. Yeah. Yes. Salary for rule 3-1 purpose is what, बच्चों? Basic plus DA forming part of retirement plus any kind of commission, correct? Plus bonus plus taxable allowances plus fees. Is it right? है ना? Let's start. So check. We'll calculate that. Is any allowance given to you in the question? Check here. What do you have basic, bacho? Basic, remember basic 6,000 into 5 months. Finally, your basic. But you're taking everything for 5 months only. Don't forget that. Then, what do we want? Dearness. Forming part of retirement. Dearness is how much? 2,000 per month. But of that, only 30% goes to retirement. And total for 5 months. Hai na? Because 2,000 is per month. Plus. Bonus also you have to consider. Yes, bonus also you have to consider. So plus bonus is how much now? 1,500 per month. Apart from that, do we have any kind of commission? Commission is not given, and we will obviously not take but advance salary we will not take because we take only on accrual basis. This much, give me total. Into 5 months. Correct. 40,500, all of you. Right, Delia? Yes. I'm just writing one more point over there. Advance salary is not considered. Since not accrued. Since not accrued. So we take only accrued salary for calculation of these salaries. This just we have received at one part. We have arrived at salary. Okay, this part is salary. Now to look at the perquisite valuation. Okay, ready? Chalo. Case 1. Case 1. First one. Under that first point. What is the location, Bachu? Location is which city? Mumbai. Therefore, population obviously exceeds rupees, not why is it rupees? Therefore, obviously population exceeding 25 lakh people. Right, Delia? No. Now, company allotted the house to him, so we are assuming here it is owned by employer. We don't know. Okay. HP, house property, is owned by employer. Employer, ER. Second, therefore, value of perquisite is what, bacho? 7.5, 10%, 15%, what?
15.
$40,500, 15%. Until all of you? How much it is, bacho? 6075. 6075. Okay. Case 2 onwards, I will take it in next lecture. I'll have to take it in next lecture then. Okay. Case 2 onwards. Because then I want to finish all of that together only. Once the situation changes. But at least the basic we have now. How to calculate salary we know. Okay. And depending on the population, we understand how much is the perquisite. Right? All of you? Already, Leo? That is it for today. Today's lecture is quite short. I know that. Because I have to make some other arrangement also quickly. That's why. You know? That is it for income tax for today, bacho. Don't go, obviously. I'm just